What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Michael here, bringing back the Skyrim build known as the Count. Admittedly, this build is quite similar to the Temptress in terms of skills, but everyone had been asking for a spiffy looking Dracula guy, and here he is. The Count is going to be a high elf, which means we'll start with 50 more points of magicka, but more importantly, the high elf race was chosen because they tend to have a regal, graceful look, while also having the snobby nature which fits in well with the court squabbles of Castle Volkihar. Remember that this is simply a recommendation. You can choose whatever race you like for the Count, you don't need our permission. Also, the Count is definitely going to require the Dawnguard DLC for the best playthrough, so if you don't have it, you are going to struggle. The Count is above all driven by the acquisition of power, but his ambition is driven by a sort of code. He does not forcefully acquire power, he schemes. The Count would not simply slaughter his enemies, he would ally with them, betray them, bend them to his will to have them fight each other. The Count is well spoken, mannered, and of course influential, which brings us to the skills we've chosen. Speaking of we, if you see any comments on any of our videos confused about the use of the word we, let them know that Michael and Scott, the two people who run FudgeMuppet, say hi. The skills for the Count are speech to convey the traits I just mentioned, illusion to influence others, sneak to conceal these manipulative actions and remain out of sight, and one-handed, which will function as the main combat skill. The perks can be found using the perk link in the description as always. Your talent with a blade will be displayed through your silver sword, and this was chosen for its medieval royal aesthetic, and also because it does extra damage to undead, which is perfect for when diplomacy fails and the Count must execute other vampires who are competing for power. Alongside this sword, the Count dons vampire royal armor, as well as vampire gloves and boots. In terms of rings and necklaces, make sure you choose all those ones you get from the Dawnguard DLC for doing vampire quests, which benefit your vampire lord form. They'll fit in well with the gothic theme of this build. When making the face, you're going to want to go for a real neat and tidy look. We chose to have the hair neatly cut and slicked back. Looking at the backstory, the Count was born and raised in the Somerset Isles and was part of a moral and respected family in the city of Cloudrest. He was a respected noble and politician himself until he was struck from his position of power in the 22nd year of the Fourth Era when the Thalmor took control of the Somerset Isles. His wealth and reputation deteriorated, and he was forced to pursue other ambitions. He got by becoming a merchant and traveling across the provinces, eventually starting his own merchant company. Unfortunately for him, the company was almost entirely eradicated in the Great War, and heading to Skyrim with what he had left, he was caught on the border and taken to Helgen. Eventually, after trying to get by in Skyrim, the Count will end up meeting Serana, and his life will be changed forever. The main role-playing then happens in the Dawnguard questline, in which you will of course be on the vampire side. While you may think that your role-playing opportunities are limited after you complete the Dawnguard storyline, this is not the case. One great way to continue role-playing is to become Thane of every hold in Skyrim. This allows the Count to influence all the Jarls and additionally get away with crimes. You can also do the Dragonborn DLC to gain as much knowledge as you can from Hermaeus Mora, because after all, knowledge is power. In terms of companions, you're going to want to use Serana, as she was the major stepping stone on your rise to power, and she was the one who led you to Harken, allowing you to receive your vampire abilities and eventually rise through the ranks of Castle Volkihar with political mastery and deception. For role-playing, Serana is the only person the Count trusts, and if you like, she can be a romantic interest. Serana is the only person the Count would never betray. The Count plays like many vampire characters in terms of combat, but it is the role-playing that really makes this build sensational. Thank you so much for watching this Skyrim build, and remember to subscribe for more. Our social media links are in the description, as is the perk link we made for you, so be sure to check all that out and share this video if you choose to. I'll be back soon with some more Skyrim and Fallout 4, and until then, have an awesome day.